Alright guys, welcome back to part 2 of the video with John Heynoski. We got Bart Wood back here. We're going to start doing some training. And if you guys seen the first video with the interview, this was John Heynoski's dad. This was his table that he trained on to win worlds. And this to me is one of the coolest pieces down here in his basement. It's got so many different concepts to it. Like you can see here, John's doing some back pressure. It's got a grip machine here. Clint, if you want to show this. I can work grip as John's working back pressure. It's also got an angle for 45. It's got a side pressure angle. So this was invented by Dan Carr back in the 80s. John's dad must have got a hold of it at some point. And this was way ahead of its time. I don't know how many guys in the 80s were training like this. According to John, probably not many.
Nope.
But this is like what we're using these days. Multiple pulleys, different angles. Yeah, I can't imagine too many people training like this back in the 80s. So this was definitely ahead of its time. We're going to go ahead and use some of these other training apparatuses here. We got the Kazakhstan belts, different tables, different machines over here, wrist rollers. Very uncommon machine here that you see with the springs. Yeah, you don't see these very often. We got more springs back there. So let's see what John has in store for us. Said blue strap on the bottom?
Yeah, blue on the bottom. And then, and then I just kind of equalize it, Kevin, and just do like just nice little bumps.
Yeah.
I have a band on it with weight, so it kind of adds like a static and a dump to it, you know. I watched Devin do like just short bumps, you know what I mean, and little.
What approximate weight is that?
So I would say that's not very heavy. It might be like 35 pounds on it.
With the band,
So it could be like 50-pound resistance, but this isn't made to be like super heavy. It's just nagging pressure, an annoying nagging pressure. It builds the head of the bicep real nice, pronation, your brachial fights. You can see what muscles are flared up on Kevin at the moment.
Well, I'm definitely using my lat a lot. You're using your brachioradialis, trying to keep this angle tight. And like John said, this is just a working weight right now. We're not trying to max out. We're not trying to, lift heavy. But just doing this over and over, little bursts.
It'll get to a point where it tricks you, right? If you stay on the machine long enough, the weight will actually touch the ground, and you'll still think it's up because of the tension of the band.
Yeah, and this mimics like being in the strap. You have your wrist strap and you have your hand strap.
And also, Kevin, if you do hold it statically and move around, you'll find areas where you feel stronger. Yep.
That's way harder.
Yes, and that is the pressure I was telling you about. Look at all this that's involved is this back girdle. That's the evasion, running to higher ground, Kevin.
Yeah.
That's I call that rise protection. And you're trying to gain height at the same time. You're fighting at a higher ground.
How you're still retreating, but you're not losing
this.
You're
not
losing
Kevin.
height, right? So eventually your opponent is going to be dropping under you.
Yes, dude. And you have a strong bicep, so look at that. It's peaked out. It's fully involved.
That looks nasty.
Look at his flare in his back too.
Yeah, that's a heck of a workout. You want to hop in there,
Yeah.
John?
That looks like that might be something you should start doing there, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
See those
And
little bumps?
you'll progress to where you'll be doing it for heavy holds, but just starting out.
I'll put some weight on the bicep.
You're gonna be able to.
Yeah.
This one's fun.
So I like to do it like this too. Sometimes just to
around
put
the
more
thumb.
focus even harder
Yeah, whatever
on me.
you want to do there.
And I'm really trying to.
Sometimes
Trying to
I'll
engage
just
that because
put a shitload of
this
weight
will
on
always
and
be
not
locked
care.
on me, just
see
not
if I can
here.
do it.
Yeah.
Go
So
to
it's
the
like
counter.
that. But I want to
Fucking get it.
just
Yeah.
hand away from them. And high.
You know how hard it is to hook that? That's hook evasion.
Oh yeah, nobody's gonna.
No, and to hook that, you either gotta drag that rise down or go to it.
Oop, I
And
came off
both,
the cable.
and both of those have
How's it
consequences.
Yeah.
I added some gas on that.
All right, what else can we do on
Right
this?
here, put some gas on this one. I didn't count the weight. Sometimes, like I was saying,
We
I
almost feel like, honestly, unless we're doing it like big main weights, we don't, on these ones, once we start whooping it, we just add more.
yeah. I normally don't. Like,
You might be
let's
stuck
do
at the same-
65, I just put
Because
it on.
we're working areas that you normally, it might be an exercise that everyone else might look like they do, but when you have specific little goals in with it, this little movement, it might take, you might be able to be here for a while, but in order to be here with it, it takes a little bit of time.
What kind of weight we looking at there, John?
Maybe 65, 70.
Yeah.
You can count it. There might be 80.
You gotta
75.
understand
It's
this.
enough to put some strain on John's face.
These aren't like normal cams.
If I could hold someone up here like this, man,
Yeah.
I'd burn them the fuck out.
Yeah, so
When you
this
come down, oh my god.
John's not lifting this like conventional arm wrestling lifts. He's almost mimicking like he's in a match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey Kevin, try that. You try with these cams and tell me.
Does this machine have a name?
Oh, the tendon
We would,
destroyer.
yeah,
I do. I
Yeah.
call it the tendon destroyer because it's.
yeah. I bet you Dan Carl will be able to
The only
answer
thing,
that in a minute.
Yeah,
Kevin,
yeah.
just be careful because it has an open eyelet.
Okay.
I've had it fly off.
Oh.
the
Dude, this is
face
from, hey,
before.
from the, this handle is probably made back in the 70s
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
Dan.
It's got
And look
PVC
at,
pipe that's
Yeah.
cut.
yeah, well, I threw that on years later. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
from you, Bart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, that ain't like your normal 65, 70 pounds.
Doesn't that feel more? It's
The angle it
fucking
attacks
grind.
is so
50,
vicious.
55, 60, 65. It's like 72 and a half pounds, but feels like hundreds.
Nice. Yeah, just arm wrestle.
How about
it,
that fight, my dude?
man. Nice. Good
Hell
match.
yeah.
That's it. Keep
Yeah.
fighting it. Keep fighting it.
Come on, Kevin, get it, dude.
That's it.
That's it. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
That machine puts it on you, doesn't it?
Now I know why it's called the tendon destroyer.
Yeah. Just wait till we hit the side pressure part.
Yeah. You hopping in on that part?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go as crazy as you guys.
All right.
Beat up.
Felt pretty good on the table there, Bart.
Yeah, that was a short time though.
Let me know when you're good, because
I'm
it
good.
comes down heavy.
All right, let her go.
You're good. Oh yeah, Bart. Nice. Oh yeah. You're strong as shit. Alright, good. You gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Cool.
Alright, so Kevin, you want me to stack some weight on side pressure a little bit?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, why don't you do a round with it just
I will.
light it
Yeah.
for
Okay,
first
get it,
round.
get it
Just to
easy.
feel the machine.
That's it.
Because these cams give nothing.
Smooth.
not like- it's
don't,
not like
don't
one
go
of these.
so far.
Who do we
Tight,
got here,
tight.
John?
This is Ian Kelly, man. This boy's 2 years in. Won an amateur WAF national title.
Nice.
Took second this year in the senior division to Jeff Hale in the 75 kilo.
Why'd you have me arm wrestle this guy yesterday,
Oh
dude?
man, he's
You should have
tough for
told me.
nails.
Yeah. We pulled it with this guy yesterday a little bit out on the streets. Very good potential for just a couple
Yep.
years.
How about it?
He puts the work in, and
Yeah, he went to Costa Rica with us.
Yeah.
He's a warrior.
yes,
You know
very
what I mean?
built
That's
for
our
the sport,
dude.
Dedicated. So this year we're gonna go to, in my opinion, the most brutal part of this machine. It's just straight side pressure. It attacks right in this elbow capsule, and it's either gonna strengthen you or it's gonna destroy you. One of the two. It's all on how you
You gotta find
respect
your
this
angle.
machine. Yeah, this machine demands respect. So you know you got to warm up. You got to talk a little sweet nothings to it every now and then. But I feel like this machine has really helped bulletproof my elbow due to just how grueling it is. So I like this motion by just straight sideways. I like to let my elbow bend. I feel like all the muscles in here twisting. It's almost in a dangerous position, but I build the comfortability, build the micro fractures, help strengthen that. And then when your body becomes comfortable with being in those uncomfortable spots, it reacts better, and you usually preserve yourself from injury rather than get injured. Now, I'm no saint from being injured. I'm constantly injured, but I'm constantly rehabbing, so I know a lot of rehab stuff like that. It's safe, especially with the elbows. But I like to slide too. See, I'm like windshield wipering. That gets the motion in the shoulder capsule going too. So that's not just stuck here and you're just that can put too much pressure on the elbow. When you want to go forward, slide that elbow, get the shoulder involved where it's at a strong point. And instead of coming back, your shoulder's at a weak point. You got to slide that elbow up and put it back in an area where it's not putting too much stress. Pop it out, down, up, windshield wiper, and it really, really makes all this.
And I would just say that for the new people watching,
That's a high.
you really want to be careful with some of these things you're seeing today.
Yeah.
You when you're new, you should play on the lightest band you possibly can doing these angles, and you do them all the time as much as you can.
That's great advice.
It's all day long. If you're sitting there watching TV, if you're sitting at your desk at work, and you have a minute, you're on the phone call, use that band, get it in there. Condition yourself, and then you have to go up gradually. This is not these exercises, you are in compromised positions, so you throw your ego out the door, and we start very, 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 very light with them, and you just build those super weak spots. If I'm weak way out here, I'm not going to start training this heavy. I'm going to start light way out here, and I'm going to strengthen the whole way, all the way in.
Right. Yeah, no, I think that's great, guys. Just everybody watching, these people have done it a long time. You really want to be careful with those sideway movements.
Yeah, like most people would call this a break arm
position.
Yes. But over the years, this is how you build up to it. I wouldn't suggest anybody a year into the sport doing this.
Nope.
But 10 years into the sport, we can now train these exotic positions. And, people ask me all the time, how do you pull in those positions and not break your arm? Well, this is 10 years of things being built up. And like John said, micro fractures that calcify and your bones become stronger. Your tendons and everything around the bones are going to be strengthened too. And
a lot of things too, and another thing to think about is like if you put the body in a position long enough, it's gonna learn that this is where life is.
Yeah.
And you either adapt or you fail.
Yeah.
I gotta try that. I gotta try that once.
Okay.
I'm sitting out on that one. I know that'll flare me up.
I'll go after. I like side pressure, so
And
this is the one I want to try. If I'm good.
This machine too, like I said, it's unforgiving, but it's also very strict. If you get too messy, the fucking pins will fly off. What I tell
You just did something wrong.
And if you notice too, this table is very high, right?
Yeah,
it's high, so it's making you get stronger in an area we're not really familiar with being at, or if we're usually there, we're not in a dominant position very long.
Yeah, like I was saying too, if you get too violent, shit'll fly off. Stuff will hit you.
Yeah. Well, Clint knows all about breaking his side pressure machine, right?
Yes, I did do that one time. I was overzealous.
Get a good warm up there. We'll put, I think, 50 pounds on this side pressure machine, Kevin, is going to make us feel it.
Yeah.
Maybe 60. Yeah.
For sure.
Find your angles that you don't feel any negative pain.
Yeah.
You see, I see a lot of times guys are putting videos out there where they're pushing, 150 pounds of side pressure, and I'm like,
this table's different. You can't do it on this high table.
no way.
You're not in a. You're having to really use your whole high.
Yeah.
Yes. You're up here.
That right there, guys, is 30 pounds. And that's how difficult 30 pounds was. You could still feel it.
Yeah, you can see Clint's you know, shaking a little bit,
Yes.
trying to control it.
And if you would say, oh, you only push 30 pounds of side pressure, people would laugh at you as a pro, right?
Right.
Till you try this machine. We probably could not budge 100 pounds of side pressure on this machine.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't even move it. I'm going to put...
It tells the truth,
Yes,
doesn't
it
it?
really tells the truth.
And being elevated is much different
It's-
for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For all of us.
Yeah.
But you, I mean,
Yeah, specifically.
especially.
I mean, I'm only 5'9".
Well, there's no skyscrapers down here tonight. Ian is. Ian's the tallest one.
All right, here goes 60 pounds. I really don't even know if I can do it. We're going to find out.
I think you can do it.
Nice.
All right, got it. That's good. I got to pull in Chicago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's vicious.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Kevin, check your pulley, brother, on the bottom.
Make sure it's under.
Oh, I see.
Yep, right there. Yeah. I told you, it's a sketchy
Yeah.
machine, man. Kevin, your side pressure's solid, man.
It is my go-to, yeah.
Strong, dude. Oh yeah. I think Kevin could do 75.
Did you see him and Dave Shingo, their contest they had?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you got to watch that,
All right,
man.
cool. I saw just a little bit of the clip. I'm gonna have to check
It got
that out.
it got pretty crazy, dude.
Did
It is a
it?
good
All right.
video. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, nice job, Kevin.
Thanks.
That was strong. Okay. After this, Jesus, all right, Ian. Holy shit. I told you, 2 years in, look how strong this kid is. Don't break my machine.
Yeah, you guys in
Heavy
Cleveland,
shit.
this guy's pretty strong for future dog fights.
Yes.
Just saying.
Nice job, Ian. So we're gonna head over. I'm gonna set up my cable pull down machine for what I call muscle ups. A lot of people understand a muscle up is when you do pull up and you do it over the bar. But for this exercise, we're gonna stay seated, and it isolates the upper body really well for arm wrestling. It replicates the concept of pushing your opponent underneath you. So we're gonna go check that out. So for the first set, we'll start out somewhat moderate. Get set real nice. And instead of doing a traditional, pull down like this, we're gonna stay relatively straight, and it's gonna come down a straight line. Just down, boom. Straight up, straight down. It really works a lot of stabilizing muscles too, because when you pull, you want to pull it this way. It's a little bit awkward, so we keep the weight low just till you get the motion. It works the wings huge on the back.
So those CrossFit guys could really
Oh, yeah.
use this exercise.
Absolutely. And then, I bring it down here, and then this is the hardest part about it. Only up 25%. Down. So you got the bar, you got your opponent down. Now keep that fucker down. You did all the work to get him down. Keep him down. Yeah.
I've done a muscle up before. I've never done anything like this.
And this will help you, Kevin, do better muscle ups. This is more of an isolation because you can't kip up.
Hey,
I went from doing 0 to
cup
doing
your hand.
1.
Cup your
Yep.
hand. Cup it up and arm wrestle it. So pretend, hey, when you're rolling over, it's
Yeah.
like you're rolling over your opponent, right? You're going up and over.
I got you.
Do that to the bar.
Yep.
Imagine.
Just don't let it slip out of your hand.
Yeah,
You gotta control
Monkey
it.
grip it, Kevin.
Control.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Imagine how strong your sprawl would have been in wrestling if you trained those back then.
Yeah.
I was worried for a second, but then I realized it was Kevin doing this. He'd figure it out eventually.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you learn this, John?
Believe it or not, a few years ago, I'd say back like 2017, I was trying to become affiliated with 5% Nutrition. I was an ambassador for them through my buddy Big Frank from Buffalo. He was, trying to get me as a sponsored athlete because Rich liked arm wrestling. So I was trying to be like the only arm wrestler on the 5%. And long story short, they had a woman who was part of the team, and she was a bodybuilder. She was built real nice. Her name was Melanie. Her nickname was Monster Mel. I would follow her on Instagram, and I saw her doing these, and like she had a really nice back. She's just built nice, and I thought that was cool, and it was so untraditional. I've never seen it before, and she was cool. We chatted up every now and then, just keeping in touch about the nutrition and training, etc. And I learned it from her, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man.
And I got another one I learned from some badass women, man. There's some tough women out there. So
Definitely.
this is one of them. Another one I'm going to show today is what I call Vicky's. Swedish arm wrestler Vicky Carlson. I follow her on Instagram too, and I seen her doing a video, and I liked how this workout was, so I call these Vicky's. That'll be next on the list.
This guy's full of knowledge.
Yeah.
This trip wasn't worth it, by the way.
Oh yeah, man.
It's worth
This is cool, man. It was worth it for me too, man. I'm glad you guys had a good time. So, y'all want to up the weight on this one a little bit, Kevin? We'll go a little
now
bit
that I
heavier.
got the movement down a little bit.
So as the weight goes up, I try to find a fluidity in the speed. There's speed involved when the weight goes up because it gets harder. So once you find that motion,
You
find that flow.
Yeah.
So you just, when you come down, when you roll, just make sure you don't open up so that fucker don't come up and hit
So
you.
again, it makes you protect your elbows,
Yeah.
right?
It
If you
does,
strengthen
yes.
everything around your
Yes.
elbow to where I don't have to put the pressure in. Look at when I'm like this, I can fight all day. Look at my bicep. It's,
Yes.
Not even being used.
it's not engaged,
and that's
right?
another
And
thing.
I'm holding a lot of pressure. So when this does get pulled down some, and I got to bring this in, I'm fresh coming into the fight on my bicep. He's been hanging out, waiting to come in.
Like Bart was explaining about the elbow protection, I've focused a lot on how to train hard and save the elbow. Because
And save his training partner.
that's true.
He's
yes.
helping me stay in the
Yeah,
sport
for
with
sure,
some of
for
the,
sure.
like us changing our training.
Definitely, because Bart is a huge part of my success, my team. You know what I mean? This dude is more dedicated than really anybody I met. He's here every freaking day, unless he has to work till 8 o'clock.
Right.
So, I like when he told me like, man, my elbow hurts. I'm like, how can I help Bart? One, stay training with me, continue to get better, but also like train with me and then go to work because I know what it's like to work with hurt elbows.
Yeah,
so I'm
it's
like,
not easy.
and it benefited me too. I'm strong as hell in certain areas. So helping Bart train hard, and I mean, he even talks about it. His arm looks the best. It's the strongest. He's in the best shape he's ever been in. So what we're doing is working. So, yeah, man, absolutely. If I can keep my dude in the game, he's helped me
Intense physical
tons
therapy.
of times. So
That's what
just
we do.
giving it back, you know.
Intense
All right,
physical
so
therapy.
we'll get a good flow here, and I'll bang out like 10, 12 reps.
It helps that explosive time to when you want to hit it, Kevin.
Yeah.
Even get the cable ripple in a little bit.
I'm a little worried.
Just go,
Yeah.
you don't have to do
Yeah,
it
for
that
sure.
way, but that is
Just
the
get
end
yourself
goal.
a flow. Put a little thrust
Yes,
into it.
that's
Find
beautiful, Kevin. Keep that
find your
flow.
angle. Yeah.
That's a good flow,
Nice.
buddy. Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
it. It really attacks his core when he's doing
Yeah, it
this.
does.
You look really fluent right there. 2 more. 1, 2. Back it. Nice job.
And look at Kevin's getting stronger out here, right? Away from your body.
Right.
So if you get to the table and you're out here now,
But
you're
now,
going to be stronger.
come over
right?
here, Kevin.
Well, that's the thing is like if we're doing triceps, we're so used to doing them in
Right,
tight
everything,
like this.
everything for arm wrestling, we always
Yeah.
have gone in as tight as we can, right? Because we don't want that broken.
Right.
Well, none of us have been able to accomplish that yet. Everyone gets broken, so
Yeah,
get that strong out there.
Training like that is definitely different.
It's like pushing yourself up over a wall.
Yeah.
So how do you feel now? You feel like you could arm wrestle. Look at how like we'll do slow side to side.
Phenomenal. Yep.
Just do a little bit of pressure. So look how good you feel as far as like your sweat's going. You're warmed up. Your whole body feels. So what we've been working today, work some of that on me right now. Those exercises we did with the back and evasion. See how you feel. Oh yeah.
And now try it with even more posted.
Yep.
And now really, before you come back, slide this way. Now come back. Yes, now throw this in. Now,
set.
Yeah, set.
That way. That's
Yes,
it.
yes, high as you can. Now
That's
just come
it,
back.
yes.
Just
You're forcing
yeah.
me, dude. You're forcing me to come to you.
So well, that's like what we were watching on the video.
How
they're
rated.
doing those curls and they're
Yes.
coming all the way back.
Yes.
Yeah,
For me to match
that's-
that, look, I have to go there, and
For
if
sure.
I can't match that, so now I'll go fully committed. Still, look at that.
Yeah,
I'm
buddy.
maxed out.
Yeah.
Right.
You have so much room to work.
Right.
But you gotta keep on training up here.
Yes.
And it's uncomfortable for people to go there, and it's scary.
Yes.
It is.
It's scary. We're used to being strong in here. It's scary to go. Here we go.
Yes.
Bam, and
Yeah.
put it
Yeah.
out there.
I
Right.
would-
You automatically. Your gut says side pressure.
Right.
But you've just gained so much height on the person, and you've been training here. So now this power to be able to go boom with your elbow, but keeping this height.
Yep.
Oh,
And we're
it's-
both
it's-
going to that, Kevin. Then we
It's a
fight up
game
top there.
changer.
If I were to come
But yeah.
under you, I'm fucked.
I was gonna say, well,
I have to. But we're both in fighting positions. Look at your bicep. I hit sideways.
Hey,
Look, you're
and
not
that
going
angle,
anywhere.
That angle, right?
But
Look
if you
that's
come
very hard
sideways,
arm
I
to
can
pin.
fight
It
too.
is.
You can't pin that angle, Kevin. They can't pin
No,
it.
boom, boom, can't do it. Hang out there a little bit, and then try to keep hand position. See, I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
was
try to
gonna
walk out.
It goes to show how important the riser is in
Yes.
this situation.
You see, it's I'm telling you, this protection here I've been working so much on, and a lot of that is hand too. So when we grab, like to protect this, I have to make sure that you can't beat my hand. So when I'm protecting this, I gotta keep that hand tight.
Yeah, so I can't even go in there if I
Yep.
wanted to.
Or here, wherever. Yes, you got to keep good control everywhere through the hand. If I want to protect this, but I don't do shit about the hand, and you go, boom, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. And you were kind of saying that with your dad when did he train? Did he train with Dave Patton, or he just
Yes.
learned it from Dave Patton? So
He went to Dave Patton's camp and spent like a couple weeks down there and brought wrist wrestling to Erie. That is when Erie started to elevate. Arm wrestling is an evolution sport, and if you don't evolve, you just stay the same.
Right.
So my dad was always placing top 3, and he's like, "What the fuck do I need to get better?" And you know, he'd lose to guys like Patton at times. Was it Burt Whitfield? George's dad, Burt Whitfield, was one of Ray Darling, guys like that.
Yeah.
So he went to train with Davey Patton and learned wrist wrestling because my dad was a guy, he would come here.
Right.
And he was very strong, but like guys were slick and just how you set up. And then they'd come out and he'd be like, how the fuck is,
Right.
I'm so strong. How is another guy beating me? So he learned.
And for those that don't know, Dave Patton is one of the best.
Yes, pound
high
for
posting
pound, seriously, yes.
high posting top rollers of all time. Huge in the 90s. And,
My dad was built similar to me, just with a bigger arm. He had a strong hand and wrist, but not very big hand. Especially at 87s and 98s, his hand was small.
Right.
But it was crazy strong. So when you fight into somebody, Kevin, you usually take your strong hand and wrist out of it. The hand and wrist isn't involved.
Right.
So he was basically taking a good gun that he had, emptying the clip and just throwing it over there, not using it. So he learned from Davey how to use a great tool that he already had. He was a pipe fitter, plumber. The motherfucker worked with his hands all day. And they weren't just average hands. The dude had like skin-splitting strength. It was just the most absurd hand pressure you've ever felt in your life. Felt like he was crushing your bones.
He lived with a gripper in his hand.
Yes, like
He had a
people think
gripper in his
I'm
hand
obsessed. This
constantly.
dude was just seen him smash beer cans without crack, just blow up. I'm like, what the fuck? So he would post and just his hand like this.
He would sit on that tricep.
Bam!
and-
Snap people
and
straight
learn how to hit
sideways.
Sideways and
Yeah.
protect his elbow up here, but wham! So,
Yes.
but you gotta get an athlete. You gotta train this area like an
Yes.
athlete, and to be able to strong and move,
Yeah.
not tight. You have to be stretched out by doing those repetitive movements under light tension, but for a long time.
And
Time
that's
under
the most
tension,
I can
duration.
say, really, about my dad, I didn't really get to learn from him too much. I didn't really get to watch him a whole lot when I was of age, but Bart does.
Yeah.
That's
Bart,
who taught
Tom,
me.
yeah. So
That's who taught me.
So that's the best I got from
Show
him.
me,
So
show me real quick. If you had to do your dad's move one time, Kevin, give him 80%.
That's the best I got for
Yeah.
it. But that was probably less than
Straight,
80.
yeah,
but
straight,
yeah.
right.
But that's what
Straight
it
high
was,
and
man.
bam, boom, over into.
So it was almost like a high hook, but he was
Yes.
more almost posted
He was
straight.
fully,
Yeah.
dude, he was fully, like he would be straight up like
And
this.
his hips would be up under the
Yes.
table, so he was like the right and just boom, and he threw his hip up even higher when he hit.
Yeah,
Boom.
it was just.
He was an athlete.
It was vicious, and the dude wanted to take
a
your
fighter.
hand and put it
Yeah.
through the table, for sure. His hand, you know, like
He
even
hit
the
with
guys
bad
did hold
intentions.
on.
He hit with bad intentions.
Yeah.
At the table, you didn't want to be across from him. On one time or twice, I had to go against my training partner, and it was intense. It was scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His hand would negate a lot of pressure. Like as soon as he'd bite your hand, his vice grip clamping power was so insane it would just lift your hand. Or his guy's
It
hand.
would open the guy's hand up.
Yes. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
I mean,
unless you feel it for yourself. you-
yeah, because it's different. Like even like Dave Chafee has a powerful hand, but my dad could feel comparable in certain areas due to the way that his was trained up. And you know, not to say that a guy smaller than Dave has a comparable hand strength. Just saying that for my dad's size, it was a disturbing hand.
Yeah.
It was a very disturbing hand, and could have been just excess. I mean, like most plumbers would use what we call a pipe wrench, where you thread and then you use the wrench to do the job.
Vice grips?
My dad would
Yeah.
use channel locks
Okay.
Where
that
you
you
had
had
to
to
squeeze
squeeze, and if you didn't tighten it enough, it
You'll
would
strip
leak
the
water
bolt, or you'll strip the bolt.
or strip. It would or leak. So this dude would do people's houses with the faith in his hands, bam, and it was rightfully
Yeah,
so.
nobody
no
ever
leaks.
had a leak.
No leaks.
People that work with their hands that excel.
Yes,
Everyone we
yes.
talk to.
And my dad was a little on the obsessive side. That's probably why he won a world title and circumstances that he was. So we're just trying to, you know, pay homage to a guy that gave us that type of energy, you know. So let's go. We're done
Yeah.
with those. Let's hit some Vickies
All
real
right.
quick. All right.
I gotta go.
Okay. See
See you,
you,
Bart.
boys.
Yeah,
It was a
thanks.
pleasure.
We'll hit some Vickies and then
Thanks
we'll
for
close
everything,
it out.
Pleasure,
Bart.
pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're out too.
Look forward to doing
Hey.
it again.
Oh, for sure.
Later,
Yeah.
buddy. You guys are both
We'll
really
hit some
strong.
Vickies, Kevin, and we'll close it up.
Yeah,
Good.
sounds good with me.
So these here, these are really nice because they work for the starting position really well.
Oh, gotta use both pulleys.
Yep, when I get into competition mode, like when I'm coming to a tournament, that's when I gauge myself on these. Right now, we're just gonna do 4 plates, but at my best, I was able to do like 12 plates. Bart and I were smashing it. We were strong as shit. So these ones, again, they're replicated off of Victoria Carlson. I saw her doing these.
Can you shut that light off behind you? No, the other one.
The long one?
Yeah. That,
So these ones I like to do
that
long
one too.
reps. I'll put my left foot forward, come up into like a double starting position, and just bump. Boom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Switch. 1, 2, 3,
I've never seen this before.
Well, and like
9, 10.
that's your chest pressure of keeping center table too.
Yep. It's pretty cool, man. So what I do, Kevin, get this one in your lock position.
Yep.
And then just walk it over, grab the other one, get nice and set. And then kind of like right by your chin.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just up and bump. Yeah. There you go.
There's some sort of a it's variation on like a chest fly.
Yeah, a little bit.
You get a good pump in there
Yeah,
too. You know?
even your core and everything.
Good. You want to try them?
No, you guys go
Okay.
ahead.
Cool. We'll just
Yeah, like definitely. I mean,
yeah.
in your elbows, just keeping
Yes.
this tight.
And
then
again,
your
elbow
core.
protection, you know, because you when you isolate the elbow, that means you put it in danger. So all the other muscles need to know, hey, motherfucker, protect me.
Yeah.
I'm the weakest guy here, but I got a job to do, but I can't do my job if you guys fail too. So I put the muscles that are supposed to protect the elbow, I put them all in pressure positions on lightweight, and I make them do their job
Yeah.
until I say they're done. So, you know, they're going to protect my elbow because I'm throwing that shit in the battle.
For sure.
Can't have that shit fail, you know, then you lose. Then sometimes you get into like stretches, Kevin. Stretch it out. People probably like, this fucking guy. But all these stretches, they feel
No,
good when
I mean,
we're always pulling to us.
for me, like rock climbing is what keeps me stretched out. Like people always ask me, hey, can you still extend your arm? I mean, this 10 years as a hook
Super
arm wrestler,
impressive.
and I can almost fully extend still. So,
Super impressive.
and that's from
Yes.
rock climbing.
Absolutely.
Like you said, we're so used to being here, stretching it out and getting that blood flow and stretching the tendons.
Yes.
Not a bad thing.
It's huge. Go ahead, brother.
So you gonna do all that stretching stuff when he's done?
Oh,
I would have never seen that before. It looked kind of funny on the camera.
I'm showing all my ancient Chinese secrets over here. But hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. It feels good, man. Fucking right.
oh God, that does feel good.
Doesn't
actually.
it? Yeah. Absolutely. All right, we'll go up one more.
All right.
Get a little bit of grunt in this one. Sometimes too, you can super boom, super deep, promate. Sometimes I just mix it up, Kevin. I get creative, you
Yeah.
know. It's like you do the same traditional shit all the time. It gets boring.
Right.
So I do new stuff, and it's like, oh my god, that was taxing. It felt good. That worked.
An arm wrestling match is never the same.
It's
so-
never, and everybody's different. This guy's top roll, that guy's top roll. All right, let's get after it. I did 12 and 12. That's it. Nice. job. Good workout, man.
Oh, yeah?
Appreciate you coming
Oh,
in this
dude,
weekend, man.
this
Thank
is
you,
awesome.
bro. Thank you too, man.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
I hope you guys like this. I mean, this was completely different than when we were at Dave Shea's. Not to say one's right
I
or
agree.
one's wrong, but that just goes to show how many different ways there are to exercise for arm wrestling
Yeah.
and just fitness in general. I'm a little out of breath, John.
That's what I want, though. You see, so that's the type. Like, you're an athlete, Kevin. When we wrestled, did
Yeah.
we not get tired? But guess what? Second period came and you had to perform, right?
Yeah.
With that type of. Sometimes you after match one, match two, we have guys that are fighting at the top of their level, man. I take myself to that. That's why these workouts I do, man, I take it. My cardiovascular strength is strong. My heart be pumping. You know, my body's rehabbing. I feel like I am like, man, just starting a new journey with this type of path.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
So-
important. It's important stuff because just for recovery in general, the blood flow and the moving the arms and just keeping everything healthy.
Yeah.
The longevity in the sport, you know. Hopefully, we're doing this until we're in our 60s or 70s. so-
Agreed. We might have a super match when we're 65.
that
would
be
How cool would
something.
that be?
John, in case you don't get to it.
Yeah.
If you could give one piece of advice to the arm wrestlers out there that have maybe only done it for a year or two, or maybe never done it, to get where you are, had your matches with Kevin, what would that one piece of advice be?
So I like to tell people in the sport this when they're new. Take your time. Have patience. Lay a brick every day. And enjoy being an amateur. It goes so fast. Do I love having the titles I have? Absolutely. But anytime I get a newcomer in the sport, and they're like, man, I aspire to be you. I'm like, yeah, and I aspire to be you. Slow down. I wish I could go back and restart. Some of my most favorite moments in arm wrestling were like the first couple years. Like that bliss, like just wanting to get there, being around these guys. It's like, you know, it's such an energizing sport that I would say be patient and enjoy your journey and let the future just do its thing. If you put in the work, the sport's going to give it back to you. This is a sport that you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
I couldn't agree with that more because people ask me all the time, they're like, Kevin, I've been in this sport for 6 months now. I'm not really seeing any improvement.
Oh, man.
Or I've been in it, it's been 2 years now and I'm barely even beating the amateurs.
Yeah.
Well, like you told us in the interview, it took you over 10 years
10 years.
to get to that national championship.
Yes.
So if it has to take you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, just enjoy the journey because you know, it's without arm wrestling, I don't know what I would be doing. So just enjoy it because, you know, as you get better in the sport, things might become less fun.
They do.
It now becomes more of like a job.
It does because it's
I have to
difficult.
beat that guy. You
Yes.
know, I can't go. I have a reputation now.
Right.
I can't lose to that guy. So
Yes.
now you're putting more stress on yourself. So just enjoy it
Yes.
and let the journey take you wherever it takes.
Enjoy it because that's good too. And like you said, Kevin, about the fun. You know, sometimes I don't want to give a shit about my rankings. I would like to just go to a tournament. If someone fucking beats me, man, big deal. Like, you beat me that day. I was probably trained up. No excuses. I was probably trained up. I was probably working out. Sometimes I just want to go have fun, and then I don't go because you get beat one time and motherfuckers are like, oh my God, look, I beat his ass. I'm the best ever.
Right.
Like, yo, chill out. Arm wrestling's a sport that if you're good for 10 years.
Yeah.
You're good for 5. You ain't just a cherry blossom. So that's why I let the guys that, you know, they're like, oh man, they want this fast overnight success. They're probably not going to last.
It's not going to happen.
Nope.
So, yeah, that does it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. A lot of different stuff in this video. Good workout. A little bit of arm wrestling history with the tendon destroyer.
Yes.
So, if you guys like this type of video where we go around, do interviews, train with some of the best arm wrestlers in the country, let me know if you guys enjoy that. And let me know who you guys want to see us train with next, because that's going to help us determine who it's going to be. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Thank you.